Before I even start this review, let me start by saying, are you watching this movie? Are you watching it? Do you watch it? Because if you're not watching, we might not be able to have some conversations. The essence of this review is so that we can have conversations in the comment section. Let me know what you think. This movie is driving me crazy. Is the title is The Psychopaths, and it's doing something on me. Let me first start by saying, Bimpe, what's the plan? What is the plan? Is there a part four? And why is there a part four? What are you doing? What's the plan? Why are you doing us like this? I have questions. If you can send this video to her, please send to her. If you know her number, please give me. But for real, are you joking? Part four. Why? Why? Where are you taking this story to? Anyways, let me calm down and let's talk. For a start, do you think this movie needs a part four? Yes, there are still things to do. We need to know if that is really Bukumi, if the copper is really Bukumi, and what happened to Bukumi. Is Bukumi a twin? Is she really dead or not? We have so many questions, and there are so many things to do. Want to know also the priest and all of that. Also, is she and Taye, or is that Kende the girl? Are they moving to another village? Would they eventually catch up with them? Would they eventually survive or not? Yes, there's something to do in part four, and if you've checked the pattern, there's always like a new twist, a new sub story to the story. So there's something to do, but is part four necessary? Could they not have ended it in part three? Why are they toiling with our emotions? They want us to wait another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 1 month for another part. Why? But anyways, let's talk about the movie in general. I've not reviewed any of the parts, but so I'm just going to talk in general. Let me start by talking about family patterns. Family patterns are real. They happen. They are a real thing. Imagine Sharon and her mother unaliving someone and cutting the person into pieces. What's that guy's name? Kaefi. Yeah, in I think that was part 2. And Sharon herself has unalived people. Sharon and her children have unalived people. Now her children are literally doing it as a hobby. Imagine just not liking somebody, or just saying the person took your girlfriend that is not even your girlfriend, and you drowned the person, and or you it's just bizarre. It just doesn't make sense. And this thing of, oh, whatever my children want they get, is a crazy thing, and it actually happens. Yeah, some parents don't do it to the point where they encourage their children unaliving people or unalive people for their children, but parents are doing it now. And you see it in the little things. My child gets anything he wants. My daughter gets anything she wants, whether it makes sense, whether your daughter is outrightly being rude, or outrightly spoiled, or outrightly being stupid. Oh no, my daughter. And I don't know if it's a millennial thing, or if it's just Gen Z parenting or something. I've seen it happen, I've seen it play out, and it's just, yes, I don't have kids of my own, but I know that was not how we were raised. I know that that's if I say, oh, that's not good parenting, to sound like, oh, I don't have kids of my own, how can I be talking about parenting? But that is not good parenting. Not giving children boundaries, not giving children some perimeters or discipline is not good parenting. So Shana Diaga will go ahead and tell her children anything, any this, any that, and it kind of comes from a place of trauma. It kind of comes from a place of, well, people, remember that her body now, or her face now, is not who she is. She transformed. She did a surgery, and changed features from herself to make her who she looks like now. So the trauma of not being liked, not being beautiful, or not looked at as a beautiful person, definitely makes her want to get everything, anything, from money to get away with people, to just do anything. It is streaming from a place of trauma, and we must all acknowledge that she has really tried. She has literally been running all her life from a childhood of polygamy, and not being liked and seen as ugly, and genuinely just having to fight your way through everything, having to push through everything. Then mistakenly or knowingly, her and her mother unaliving someone, then moving to another city, then the person they are staying with, or the person they helped, that is Kaefi, now maltreating them, abusing her mother, to the fact that her mother literally almost died. let's just say she died in her presence. Then her having to change her body, change her features, change her face to survive that face. Then the so-called pastor she got married to is also just a terrible person, used her for her money, was cheating on her, and she had to fight her way out of that marriage too. And then being with her twins now, she has been through a lot. And it's when you have unresolved trauma and hurt, you hurt other people. There's a saying that hurt people, because the thing with hurt is sometimes when people are hurt, they don't know how to explain the feeling, they don't know how to communicate the feeling. So they want other people to feel what they are feeling, they want other people to experience what they're experiencing, they want other people to go through what they're going through. That's their way of communicating their hurt. So hurt people. It makes sense that she would keep saying, her Sharon Adiaga and her children, don't you know who she is? Because that is coming from a backlog of all the things she has experienced, all the hurts, all the fact that she has had to fight, literally fight her way through life. But that doesn't take away the fact that you should discipline your children. That doesn't take away the fact that there are parameters and there is right, there is wrong. Yes, you are traumatized, but that won't hold water in the court of law. That won't hold water, or that is still not a good enough reason to take people's lives. That is still not a good enough reason to just be going through life anyhow you want, and you and your children just doing anything. Imagine her and her children, or imagine first that your children unalive someone and your first instinct is to run away, go to somewhere else, start another life. And even in that other life, it's not like you're laying low to now change your ways. No, you're literally doing worse or doing more, or it is a way of life. Yeah. And if we're able to see the life of Taya and Kendi, we will see that they will also continue that. They will do that to their own children and with their children. And it is just an unending cycle if someone doesn't nib it in the bud and just, stop it in the track. And these things happen. It might not be like this heavy, but there are definitely patterns in your family that you can look at and say, oh no, this is going to end, this is going to end with me, or I'm not going to continue this pattern. I've pretty much just said the things I don't really like about Sharon Adiaga, and it's not because I don't like her. The character is just somehow, let me say, I love how she ended her marriage with the pastor. See, there are some battles you don't fight. There's some battles you fight with tact, you fight with intellect, you fight with a plan. If there's nothing she has done in this whole 3 parts that I like, this one, I love it. In fact, cry. If you want to cry. It take a week, cry. But when you stand up, better have a plan. Like I said, there are battles you don't fight with tears. Yes, she listens to the man. Imagine being in a marriage with someone like that. To make her feel, I'm sure she felt safe. She felt like finally she can now change her ways, live a good life, and all of that. But now realizing that he's cheating, is literally scamming her, and he is an unrepentant liar, because he had an excuse and a lie for everything. Imagine saying the land they built the church on is what are you okay, is what. No. I love the fact that she didn't even drag it with him. She just decided what she wanted to do with him and she moved on from that. Sefini, but just close that chapter. Speaking about the role as the pastor's wife, I love the attention they paid to the costuming of that period of her life. It's easy because with YouTube films and Nollywood on YouTube, they tend to just do things haphazardly. Sometimes some producers, they tend to just especially with costuming and time, and they tend to just do anything, because let's be honest, the movie is coming on YouTube and sometimes they are working with a slim budget, so it's understandable. However, there are some things that should not happen. So I love her costuming in the period where she was playing pastor's wife. It wasn't like they did anything extra, but the type of clothes she was wearing, the peplum tops, that is very accurate. Especially the scene where she told her husband that she was pregnant. Oh my god, the blouse and skirt she was wearing there, that is so pastor's wife. kind of clothes. I love, it's not something loud, it's not something, too much that they did, but it was a very subtle thing that made me feel like, oh yeah, they actually did pay attention to details. And it's just good to see that, such an attention, wasn't missed or wasn't lost. Because I mean, they could have just given us random modest clothes and it's not be high neck peplum. When I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, this is accurate. I honestly just didn't want to say too much. Like I said, I started by saying I don't know why there was a part four. What do you think? Do you think there should be a part four? What do you think of the movies, The Psychopaths, so far? Yeah, I think if there's one lesson you will pick, money really, really, I won't say money really doesn't change people. It's what you have inside that being rich will now bring out. Because whether Sharon Adiaga was poor or rich, she has literally been doing the same things. Do you get? So yeah, imagine unaliving your own friend. It doesn't just make sense. It could make sense. Anyways, what do you think of this movie? Are you watching it? Have you seen the third part? And are you anticipating the fourth one? And do you think the fourth one is even necessary to start with? Anyways, my name is Lami. On this channel I do reviews about movies, I have conversations and all that good stuff. If there's a movie you want me to react to or review, do let me know. Drop it in the comment section, and don't hesitate to drop a comment if there's something I said that you don't quite agree with. Please, let's have a conversation. That is what the comment section is for. And on that note, I've come to the end of this video, and definitely I'll see you on my next one. For now, bye.